Hey there, welcome to another wonderful Friday where I give you a freebie or Free Shit Friday, also known as that. But I give you a free training or tip or resource on something. And so today is talking about how to stop overeating, because this is a common theme I myself have dealt with in the past, and I thought I could kind of just forget about it or, skip around that and just count macros and count calories and work on habits, which are great. But I really needed my habits to address this, and then everything else got so much easier. And I'm talking truly effortless weight maintenance, weight loss, things like that. So stick with me. If we build a very, very strong foundation, building the house on top is easy. But if this foundation is a little suspect, the house is going to come crumbling down at some point, and there's just no way to get around it. So let's be the most efficient use of time and talk about this. So tips for stopping to overeat. So my approach to nutrition is the pre-diet approach. So this starts with number one, positive mindset, mindful eating. What is mindful eating? I like to call it rules for feeding a human. I use a lot of analogies for animals. I have a dog and 3 horses, and I would obviously do anything and everything to feed them really well. And I don't, purposely feed them something that's going to make them sick or feel bad. I would never do that, right? Like, who wants to be letting a dog out at 3 a.m. because they have the poops? No. So why do we do that to ourselves, right? Because the bathroom's easier to access? That doesn't make sense. So rules to feeding a human are like this. So eat when you are truly hungry. You don't feed your dog anytime it says it's hungry, right? Because it's not really hungry. Otherwise, they would eat all day long. So eat when you're truly hungry. Stop when you're almost full. Listen to your body as best you can. Eat intentional meals, not just, looking for opportunities, or when opportunities come up, you're like, oh, I should eat that because it's there. Eat it because you're hungry, or that's because you want it. Wanting it is fine as well. But serve yourself on a plate instead of grazing. Try to sit and be calm. Hopefully you're not, scrolling on your phone. Hence the next one, no eating in front of TVs, screens, work, distractions, things like that. Because we need to be present when we're eating, paying attention to what we're eating. And then try to build balanced plates. So this is like number 5 on the list. And then we start to talk about what's on our plate. So there's a lot we can do without stressing about the actual nutrition of things, as far as the nutrients, the science, the geek stuff that I love. I also love this stuff because it is so, so powerful. Then another practical one, try to stop eating 2 to 4 hours before bed. Simply because that you sleep better. And if you sleep better, your appetite is better regulated. If you are sleeping really poorly, the hormone that tells you are satiated and full and happy and fine decreases. And the hormone ghrelin that tells you are hungry increases. So sleeping is really important. And if we can eat to sleep well, we're setting a really positive cycle there. So stop eating 2 to 4 hours before bed. Not going to bed either stuffed or starved. Nice happy medium. I won't read through all of these. These are mindful eating tips. So these are the practical elements. I will say the top ones we kind of talked about, and that is not eating in front of screens. I've had clients that say that it's absolutely life-changing. It's been life-changing for me, and it's still a continuing habit that you have to work on sometimes. It's just really easy to scroll. We have multiple devices to scroll on. There's so many options and so much out there, and it's very stimulating and fun to utilize, but really, really try to stick to that. I recommend going to a specific place to eat, and that's your eating place. So maybe the dining room is a no phone zone. We're not using phones. You put it at the other end of the table or out of the room, etc. And that's where you eat. I also really like going outside because then it's definitely away from my computer. I get some sunshine. I get some doggy cuddle time as well. And it just is a really calming environment and a fantastic place to enjoy a nice meal or snack. So think about that. Also, chewing your food really, really well. This is quite difficult because it's kind of an automatic thing that we do and just chew, swallow, chew, swallow. But try to put your fork down between bites. This is a very physical act thing that you can do. Some clients will even sit on their hands to remind them not just to grab the fork and take another bite. One client put it really well. She's like, why would I put food in my mouth when I already have food in my mouth? And it was kind of a funny way to say it, but it's absolutely true. Like, your mouth is already occupied. Like, you have food in there. You don't need to fill it just yet. So chew it really thoroughly, then swallow, and then take another bite if you are still hungry. So trying to slow down the process, because binge eating, overeating, it requires us to check out. So if we're going to fix it, we have to check in. And so having those kind of checks and balances in place to help you build on that habit and learn that awareness is really, really helpful. So again, those are my top things to work on. There's lots of other things and suggestions here. Always, building a healthy plate will help as well. So I'll include that. But also tracking progress. So how do we track if we're overeating or not? Well, a simple calendar is a great way to do that. So I love habit trackers. So you can print this out, put whatever month, day, week, whatever it is, and start to check off each day. And hopefully there's like 3 to 4 checks in each box. Because if I eat a snack, eat a meal, and it was in a mindful way, maybe your criteria or the one habit you're going to, mindful eating habit that you're going to work on is not eating in front of screens. Maybe that's your sole focus. So every time you do that, give yourself a check mark and see how many check marks you can get in a day, in a week, in a row. Like, that will be fantastic and really motivating, because a lot of people are looking for motivation, but motivation comes from seeing results and seeing progress and seeing that it's working. So give this a shot. So hopefully this is a helpful resource for you. If you want more help with this, I highly encourage you to go to the Parkside Nutrition website. Right at the top here, free nutrition assessment, very simple form. Just tell me, answer a couple questions, what you've tried in the past, what your goals are, what your meals generally look like, basic information, very short. And I will send you a free video like this one that is 100% catered to you, your goals, what I would think will be your next best steps for you to get the most bang for your buck. I'll send over any resources that I think will be helpful for that. So I've already done a couple and they have been so much fun. I get to explain nutrition coaching. I get to explain their next best steps that they should really take advantage of. And I send them some resources, high fiber guides, meal plans, things that I already have created that I think would be a really great fit for their goals. I usually go ahead and send those over. So if that is something that you are interested in, please go to parksidenutrition.com and check that out. If you have any other questions or any other topics and things you want covered in one of these Friday emails, please let me know. Otherwise, I hope you have a fantastic Friday and a great weekend, and I will see you in the next one.